Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time once again to circle the wagons because the Coon Prairie Ramblers are in the house. That's where we confabulate, meander, and talk about just about everything there is to talk about. And along to help us talk about them things, we got KC.
All right, the boys are back in town.
And off to his right, directly in front of me, somewhere over there, we got Luke.
Farfignugan.
No, actually, you're real close. Close to Nugan.
Close to Nugan.
And we got me, the fleet of foot. No, I got
you proved that. You proved that
Fleet
to
of
be
foot.
false.
Yeah.
At the 5K
I know,
run.
I just
The flat of foot.
Yeah, flat of foot. Oh, man.
He's a flat of foot. He's like a platypus, he's a flat of foot. He's got a new hat today. You might not recognize him.
Yeah.
And then we got the mean one over behind the glass there.
Woo, we got her in a cage this morning. She has been on it today. Our last behind the glass.
Mala senorita.
But we love her dearly, even if she does miss you.
She's saying things to us under her voice.
Yeah.
I can see it.
She speaks in Spanish sometimes, and we don't know what she's saying about us. We get scared.
So what did we do this weekend? What happened?
Anyhow.
What happened? Well,
What
for
happened?
one thing, we had we were running in a 5K race.
We
were
were
running our mouth.
We were
running
not.
our mouth.
We were not running our feet.
We were running our mouths.
That's it.
Well, somebody had flames coming off their heels. I saw it.
As long as
I'll
that's
tell
where
you
all
what.
they're coming from.
You know what shocked me is how fast they took off.
Yeah.
I thought they'd take off trotting.
No.
No, I mean, these guys
you've
come out of there tearing it up.
They put the fast guys in the front.
You're
Well,
right, so they won't run over the
Yeah.
little kids and all.
But if you look at the pictures, which should be on YouTube right now.
Right now, even as
right
we're
now,
listening.
As we speak.
the kids, everybody gets to the front, and then everybody takes off like a shot out of.
Boogity boogity.
But what happens is everybody gets caught up in that mad rush. Then they lose their wind about halfway down the trail there.
I don't think it was even halfway.
Yeah.
I think it was about 100 yards. Some of them were starting to think, hey, this wasn't a good idea.
What was I thinking? But what we're talking about is the Rotary Club had a 5K April Fool fundraiser for runners and walkers to walk the trails or run the trails at Morgan Park here in Arcadia by the river. And I don't know how far that is, a couple, 3 miles or something.
3.2.
3.2 miles, but they all made it, some a lot faster than others. But I don't know how much money they raised, but it was over 200 people running. They said over 300 registered.
Yeah.
Maybe some of them didn't show up. You know how much money they raised?
They were shooting for 16K or something.
16.
Which was the goal. That's what they made last year.
Yeah.
And somebody said it was only like 40 runners last year.
Really? Wow.
And it was like
Well,
over
most of
200.
their money comes from sponsorships. And things, I think.
Yeah, the bigger company. But anyway, a good time was had by a lot of different groups were recognized. Were represented. A lot of people just came with their families and run with their families, and they had brightly colored T-shirts that matched, and it was just a good old time.
I did. I learned some things.
Like what?
Well, it was just harder than I thought it was going to be. Hear and talk, and then we're getting a little bit of a not feedback, but you're hearing yourself in a little bit of a delay, and
From the
then you
speakers.
got people playing music in the background, people talking, walking by, people walking up to us wanting to talk, and here I am trying to talk on the radio, and it presented some
confusing.
unique challenges. But I think we rose to the occasion and did a fairly admirable job of putting on a radio show, considering our lack of training or anything
Experience
else.
and skill.
We rose above our
There was a lot
Rose to the challenge.
a lot of well, it wasn't confusion. I mean, it was happy confusion, but it was
it was a good
lot.
time. I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have traded it. I mean, I
But
enjoyed it.
you had to make your brain think. Okay, what am I thinking? Stay on course. What I'm talking, because there's other. You hear your voice and delay coming from the radio, and
Now, the radio was in the car that says WFLN on the side of it that Joe drives, and it was parked right next to us. And as we were talking on the radio, he had the radio turned up loud, and so it was like a second or half a second delay, and it just was kind of confusing. You add to that all the people milling around talking, plus a bunch of crazy music they had going there, and it was like the Tower of
And
Babel.
all of that music wasn't to my liking.
Me neither.
and then
None of it was.
And then all the visual. I mean,
Yeah.
your eyes were wandering like everything's all around you.
And when you have a problem with focusing anyhow, when you're, what is it called? ADD,
There you
and
go.
then you got all this stimuli
Attention
going on.
deficiency of
I
some
mean,
sort.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking about
Stimuli.
something. And oh, look, there's a butterfly.
Did it almost like shut you down? Like, I think I'll go to sleep, or.
But
Well,
it was muggy.
it was
And everybody
muggy.
was dressed up in all kinds of
Colours.
different things. Tutus and
Yeah, we did see
gesture
some
shoots.
tutus.
3 threes,
3 threes.
onesies. I saw somebody in a onesie.
Yeah.
I was lucky that I don't remember seeing anybody in Speedos, so
Yeah.
I was fortunate. I was
was
glad
good.
of that.
Yeah.
Didn't see any streakers either, but I kind of hoping somebody be brave.
I was inspired by David Holloman.
Yeah.
With a cane, walked it with a cane.
He walked it with a cane. I mean,
He
really, you
walked
think
the
about
whole
it,
thing
he
with a
did
cane.
good.
He's a retired city attorney
Right.
for many, many years, Mr. David Holloman, and he was walking that
Yeah.
with a cane. He walked with Bill and Debbie Hackney. And they were
I
kind of
know
going
that
up
there
the
was
rear.
at least 204 runners because he came in 204th.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
So I don't know if he was last.
And my wife said her time wasn't as good running this time because she's used to running on pavement, and the trail is trail. And she says it's a lot harder to run on a trail
Really?
than it is on
I thought it'd
on-
be easier on your muscles.
I
Well,
guess.
think.
Forgiving.
If you're
Easier on your knees, you
if you're
think you would have all that weight
if you're
coming
accustomed to
down.
running on road, pavement, and because the trail is uneven, and you got a root here and there you got
And
to
you're
watch
more,
out for.
you're more careful when you're running rather
Yeah.
than just
Yeah.
running straight on. But I
Right.
guess it was such an eclectic collection of characters and colors and everything. You could say it was a trail mix
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
up there running around those trails.
A bunch of raisins and fruits and
I don't know.
Speaking of trail mix, Mel,
nuts.
they were giving out little treats and water and towels to wipe your face with, and we
Vape
all ended up with
pens
some trail mix and things. And Mel was eyeing my bag of mixed nuts, and
Sure
yeah.
did.
I kept them up.
Well,
He
you
kept
lucked
looking at
out.
them
You
and
got
looking.
the best bag.
I
I
had a
did.
peanut
I had
bar.
a good little bag of.
Peanut bar. He had Casey had a little sack of, I call it squirrel food.
I hunted down 3 good
Man,
bars or
Bars.
health bars.
he tried to trade me.
Hey, one trade.
Mel was hitting the bars.
Yeah, you had
Out
the
there.
Hidden Valley Ranch dressing jar and all kinds of things.
But that was a lot of fun. That was and,
It was. I think this was the 3rd annual that they did. And
Hopefully, we did well enough
And
that we'll get invited back.
Hey, we
next
did
year.
2 hours. We was only going to do an hour.
that's exactly
Yeah.
right.
And then we did 2.
And I don't know if it was recorded or not. We haven't found out, so it may or may not be available on YouTube. We have to talk to Mr. Jack.
Oh yeah,
Mr.
Gotta
Jack
find
Welch.
out about that.
Yeah, my family. Well, some of my family's out there.
Yeah.
My daughter, my youngest daughter, and her husband, and 2 of her children ran, and they did quite well. And my grandson Charlie, who's 7, he took first place in his age division, which is 9 and under. They left early, so he didn't get his award, but somebody picked it up for him. But
My daughter got first place in her age.
there you go. But he came in 41st out of everybody.
Wow, that
Charlie
was good.
did. He said he didn't know what to do. He never ran before. He just ran as fast as he could and never stopped. He was out there running like somebody was
That's
chasing
probably
him.
the best plan.
Yeah,
He was terrified.
And speaking of the trail, I saw your son-in-law Danny hopping down the bunny trail,
Dad.
hopping like a bunny.
He got hobbled after that.
Did he?
Yeah, his knee was bothering him yesterday, so he couldn't even come to church yesterday. Didn't come for Sunday dinner.
Well, it teaches you not to hop and hobby.
Here comes
Hopping down the bunny
Peter
trail. That's made for bunnies, not
and
for
Peter
people.
Cottontail was there also.
Yeah, he was.
I
He
thought
was
it
a she, though.
Oh yeah, he was a she.
It was.
It was a cross. It was a
It wasn't
trans-
Peter. It was what would be a female
a trans
name
bunny.
for- similar to that. Petra.
A what?
Petra.
Petra bunny.
Petrified.
And I learned that when you interview somebody after they come off the trail, they're off the run.
They're out of breath.
You don't put your hand on their shoulder because
They're soaking
you
wet.
have a soaked hand.
Like grabbing
Yeah.
a sponge and they're all
Man, some of
sweaty.
those people, they were sweated
But
down.
what did that one woman tell you? That women do not sweat. They
Listen.
glisten.
Yeah.
And they were glistening pretty heavily.
Yeah, it was. In fact, I had to wear
Oh, we got to go. We're going.
We got to go pay the piper.
We'll
We'll be back. We'll talk about it.
I
Bye.
think we're already gone.